think that is a great thing, and I think we all need to continue working on it. I agree with both speakers. I agree that this is not something that the local people created. I agree it's not something that we need to be funding. But I also agree that us as Christians have an obligation to do certain things. So I will not be voting to fund this with taxpayers' money, but I will be donating money to the coalition out of my own pocket.
Commissioners, anybody else?
I'm with Commissioner Nettleton. This should be handled, if everybody wants this to happen, let's pull out money out of our own pockets. I'll be the first. Let's pass the hat right here. And I wanted to pass the hat at the meeting the other night with all those committees up there, the school, the city, the county. Pass the hat and see how everybody feels about it. But I have strong feelings. I represent the citizens of Valverde County, mainly Precinct 1. That's where the poorest of the poor of the poor of Valverde County are, and that's where I want to see tax money spent. That's all.
Commissioner, anybody else? Judge, I'd like to say something. At the end of the day, how do we protect the safety of our citizens? I mean, it's going to melt down to maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we're going to have to spend some of the taxpayers' money to be able to alleviate the problem. I don't think this is going to stop. It's not going to slow down. And, yeah, everybody wants to contribute money, but I don't think it'll be enough money to get this thing going, get the people out of Del Rio. So, at this time, I would say let's not vote not to spend it or spend it. Let's just keep it the way it is, and if we see the moment that we need to spend some money, then we'll bring it to the court, put it to a vote.
No, I just don't feel, my perspective on all of this is, like I had said at the meeting, I've had a lot of calls from the people I represent, telling me not to spend any single, monies. I haven't had one person in my, from Valverde County period tell me, hey, I'm willing for the county to spend a little bit of money. So at this time, I'm not ready to, I'm not ready to vote to spend any money at this time on this issue. Number 17.
We'd had a meeting Wednesday and Thursday, had 2 meetings. This item was on the agenda because I thought we were going to come to some hard dollars, whether yes or no. We didn't, but I did put this on there just in case the court wanted to discuss it again. You know, we're all saying the same thing. We really are. And it's a shame that it's dividing our community, just like in Washington and at the state. It's a shame. I believe that at some point we will have to pony up some money to make sure that these individuals are not left over or here in our town. I think that is probably coming. We have a meeting this afternoon with individuals that are doing the transportation of these people. I think that they need to step forward and pony up some money. They're making thousands of dollars a day, every day. The coalition is all volunteers, which, that it's not fair. It's not fair that you have one group working their butts off and another group reaping all the rewards. I think they need to put some money into the coalition, and then it just becomes self-sufficient. Do we want the problem? No. It's in our laps. If, my opinion, 1 of 5, if these people are not willing to work with us to where they help with the coalition, then at some point it needs to come back to the court, and we look at maybe buying buses in order to transport these individuals out. They're getting $40 to $45. That would more than pay for it, but the ultimate goal, in my opinion, would be to make sure that they don't spend the night in Del Rio. I don't think there's a vote necessary for this today. This is like a living animal. It's just changing. It's evolving every day. hopefully this week, between, you had said that they're working on some money, right? If we can get the people with the buses to help with some funds, to help pay the coalition or give donations, that way that their manpower, they're not stretched so thin. I would ask that the court table this and bring it back as necessary. And if we were all willing to donate money, Son's here, I mean, we could all, sometime today or later on, pitch in some money. But I would ask the court not to take a vote to spend or not to take a vote not to spend today. That's just my opinion.
I'll make a motion to table. Judge?
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Second,
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez. Yes, sir, would you second?
Yeah, I do want to say something. There is a lot of rumors and a lot of stuff going around on Facebook. And I hope that the people that hear, this court hasn't wavered one bit where they stand on this issue. We have never once said we needed to spend taxpayers' money. Never once has this court said that. And all the rumors are going around out there that we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Never once has this court. We've all said the same thing. We want them out of Del Rio. We have not wavered on that. We have not stood differently on that. And what really, 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 really upsets me is we're not putting our anger where it belongs. That's at the people that created this mess. We're mad at our local elected officials who are trying their best to represent the people and do what's right by this community. And we are getting beat up with misfacts, stuff that's not true. This court has been working diligently. I can tell you that Judge Owens has gone out of his way to come up with solutions to this. I have never once heard him or any member of this court say they want to spend taxpayers' money on this. And when I read the stuff that I read on Facebook, it ain't right. We are doing what is best for this community and for the people that we represent, to the best of our ability. It's not easy sitting on this side of the table, being this mess dumped in our lap. The anger that this community has needs to be voiced to the people in Washington that represent us, that we sent up there to do a job. The coalition has done a phenomenal job. It is unbelievable what they have done with limited resources. They have done everything in their power to try to deal with this problem the way the community wanted it dealt with. Get them in, get them some food, get them out of here. They have done their job, and we have to continue to support that. And I don't mind supporting it out of my own pocket. We have to step up as a community. If we don't want this here, then we have to step up as a community and start voicing our opinions where they need to be voiced, and screaming at the people that need to be screamed at. This court is not the problem. This court is not at fault for this mess. We are trying our best to deal with it. And before people start posting stuff and doing stuff, get the facts. Get the facts of what's really going on. Our Border Patrol are working themselves to death. Our customs agents, our coalitions, this court, and a lot of people in this community are working very hard to deal with this issue. Because I think the whole entire community feels the exact same way of what they want is the end result. And that is that we've been dealt a mess, we're trying to deal with it the best we can, and move them on down the road to wherever they go. I believe after the last 2 or 3 meetings that we've had with Congressman Hurd and Senator Cornyn's people, I think they got the message. And I look for some resources to show up here very shortly. So please get the facts before we start posting stuff.
Commissioner Dutton, I'm impressed, and I'll take your lead, and I've got my checkbook out right now, and I'll donate personal funds.
We have a motion. We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Commissioner, you going to the doctor?
Yeah, I need to go to the doctor. I apologize for having to leave, but I've got a massive sinus infection, but I did want to be here for this vote.
Have a good day. Hope you feel better. Item number 6, approving subdivision plats. Item number 7. Item number 8, approving, elected officials' monthly reports. Move. Have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner,
Second.
second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0 vote. Approving bills for payment. Move. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? 4-0 vote. I'm sorry, the other one was a 4-0 vote. This one's a 4-0 vote also. Commissioner Nettleton is left. Item number 10, there's no action on number 10 needed. Item number 11, hand you what she handed me, and she had to go to on the second page. The first page shows you everything that she has already used, that she has spent, coming out of her budget. On the second page, there's a highlighted area that totals to about $2,700. That is just to finish off the remainder of the year. I will say, in Ms. Grant's defense, that she has probably been more active than, well, not to throw rocks at the other one, because she is really active with the community and the kids. She is asking for $2,700 to be moved into her travel and training. I think it's a good idea. There is money in contingency, and she's just asking to be able to finish off the end of the year. It's all on the front page, and then a quarter of the second page shows you everywhere where she spent her money. She has not gone to any seminars or training for herself except the one that's absolutely mandatory by A&M. Everything else, all these other ones are with kids, taking them to different shows.
Motion.
A motion, Commissioner Wardlaw.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. And this would be to take $2,700 out of contingency and to move in travel and training. Is that correct, Commissioner Wardlaw?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. It's going to be hard to get used to a 4-0 vote. Right. Item 12, presenting monthly treasury report. No action needed. In this, though, we've been talking, something that hadn't happened before, the interest on what we've been making on you gave me a little quick number right now.
If you look on the last page of your preliminary report, you'll see the accumulated interest that we made last month. Last month, we made a total of $23,703.55.
How'd you do that?
It was very fortunate that we got the GEO money in time to be able to invest it in our pools. With a supportive court, we were actually able to go out and invest in both of our pools, and if we get it in time, we can capitalize on that money as it comes in. So it may not be like this every single month, but because GEO came in early, we were able to capitalize this time. There's been other times where GEO sends their money on the 20th, and we got 10 days or 11 days of...
But this is something, Commissioners, that I don't think has happened in the 8 years that I've been here.
This month alone is probably what we made in 8 years that you were...
Just because we took this court, the committee and this court took the time to invest it.
Yes, sir.
Right? Thank you, sir.
Can you continue?
It'll keep going.
Yeah.
Item 13, presenting monthly county auditor's report. Matt is sick. Hope he
Good
feels
morning,
better.
Judge and Commissioners. Any questions on the expense approval report?
I don't.
Okay.
A motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. Budget adjustment, Valverde County Sheriff's Office transfer $5,400 from salary line item into uniform line item for use on less than lethal resources.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. Item 15, budget adjustment, tax assessor collector transfer $1,500 from postage line item and $1,500 from office supplies line item to travel and training.
Move.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye. 4-0 vote. Item 16, budget adjustment, Veteran Service Office, transfer $650 from office supply line item to travel and training line
Move.
item. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second,
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? 4-0 vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you did a good job.
What an improvement.
Yeah, we'll see how your stuff comes next time. I wouldn't make him mad. Item 18, authorize county judge to sign a letter of support to Valverde Border Humanitarian Coalition. Can we get a little bit more information on this? Yes, sir, if you don't mind. That way the commissioners know what we're doing. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
How's it going?
Great, thank you. Yes, as we move forward and seeking out different grants that we can use to fund the center, we will need your support in writing a letter. And as soon as Marty gets back, she's going to be like the point person when it comes to that, but we will need some support in that matter.
And the support would come with a letter,
Yes,
not
sir.
with funds.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Basically that you're doing a good job, which y'all are,
Yes.
and everything's good.
Yes, and again, I'd like to invite every one of you to come over to the center. As we have been, stating, that we're asking for other people to come down and look at the problems that we have at the center, beyond our jurisdictions, but, it always starts with us first, so I invite each and every one of you to come and take a look at what's happening, so you can stand behind the letter that you will be writing. It's important that we take the first step in the leadership, and as we ask for help outside of our jurisdictions.
And I think one of the deals was the generator. We still need one? The 10,000?
Yeah, I mean, they are supposed to be bringing a different trailer, they are supposed to be bringing in a different food truck, and that might solve the problem, but with that resource, at least on standby, would be very beneficial.
Okay. That might be something maybe, since everybody's trying to, on the court, might be willing to put something in.
Yes.
And get y'all the generator.
Yes.
All right?
I make a motion to approve a letter of support, have the judge sign.
Do I have a second before we open it up?
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. Commissioner Wardlaw, you got something to say?
Yes. Thinking about personal donations, how do you do that?
You just write a check to VVBHC, Valverde Border Humanitarian Coalition,
BVVHC.
BHC. Yes, sir.
Okay, so get out of here, I've got a check, get it from everybody, hey, everybody wants tax money, we're gonna do
And
personal donations.
And I have heard a lot of people that, that they always resort to that. They say they're gonna donate money, but I'm thankful that you're putting your money where your mouth is.
Hey.
And
Hey.
I wish more people would
I've got
do
it
that.
written out, I just want to know whose name.
So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so I believe that's strong in it, and I appreciate what you're doing,
and I
y'all
think
are doing a great job.
As people do call you, I think that's one of the steps that you should, suggest. You come visit, come see what's happening. People's opinions have changed as they've come in and visited, so I know there's a handful of people in this room that have visited, but I know the majority hasn't, and I'd appreciate everyone to at least come at least once. Especially if you're going to be talking to the public when they call and answer the phone calls. It's good to have that eyes-on experience. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Advise you to wait till the meeting's over.
Yes, sir.
Come get this check.
Yeah, there's not enough words to, our gratitude towards the coalition. Thank y'all. We have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. Item 19, resolution naming the county's nominee for the vacancy of the Board of Directors for the Val Verde Appraisal District. I've asked several individuals and nobody wants to serve. So, that's just the way, it is what it is.
We'll nominate you then.
No, we're not. Does anybody else have a name? No. Okay. No,
Can we table it?
We can.
All right, let's table it.
Have a motion-
Everybody work on it.
Have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second by
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Judge,
4-0 vote.
do you remember what the deadline is to get the name in?
I think we've got another week only,
Okay.
so we might have to call another meeting if we can come up with a name.
I think though it's a nominee and it's not necessary. Yeah, if y'all don't submit a name, it'll be somebody else.
Yeah, because all the entities are submitting a nominee, and then the board gets to pick it.
The board gets to pick their own member?
Yeah. The thing is,
That's not good.
well, the thing is though that we all pick when it, as it relates to the county, we get so many, the city, the school, we all get so many, but since he resigned, then, and he was member of the, appointed by the school, then all the entities get to pick one person, or nominate an individual, and then it's picked by the board. That's not good. Okay, where are we at? Number 20, Val Verde County Historical Commission membership list. This is something that we had tabled the last time. It's just a list in order to put these people, so we can get started again. I don't know the list. Did we get the list
Yes,
from the last time? Do you have it?
I gave one to Jamie.
I will tell you that we have a budget. We have a budget that was presented. These are same people that were there. You know, these are same people that were there before. We do have a budget that was turned in last week, which was a little bit more detailed, which was a lot more detailed than what we've ever had in the past. And it was specific. We usually give, I think it's going to go up probably a little over $3,000.
Commissioner Cronin.
Yeah.
It was for sharing.
It's okay.
Oh,
That's all right.
well,
They don't need to see it.
they don't need it, they know.
It's the same list, commissioners, as what they had the last time. And I think we were waiting also on a budget or something before we did this, and they've already turned in their budget for next year. Do we have a motion to,
Want to nominate somebody, Ms.
you want to nominate somebody?
Yes, sir.
Can we do that? Just add to the list.
There's a vacancy.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'd
You
like
want
to
to
make-
approve the list and then nominate one individual?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was,
Who's the person, Commissioner Vasquez?
Kurt Wardlaw.
Okay.
and he's been on the commission before.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Do I hear a second? Come on.
Second? I figured Daddy was gonna second it. Well, that's the least thing he can do.
We have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. Mr. Wardlaw, since this is your son, probably abstain from this.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0 vote with one abstention. Thank you. And Anna, thank you for helping put that thing together.
You're welcome.
Approval for a proclamation for Loma La Cruz Cemetery. The proclamation, Loma La Cruz Cemetery, whereas history reveals that Paula Lozoya Taylor and her husband James H. Taylor moved to this area from San Antonio, Texas between 1860 and 1862, when she donated land to be utilized for Camp Del Rio, contribute land for area schools, and help build some of the town's Catholic churches. And whereas in 1884, it came to Donna Paula's attention that people of San Felipe, Mexican Colonia, did not have an official cemetery to bury their dead, she decided to donate 4 acres to be designated as a cemetery. And whereas in 1892, legend has it 3 Indians and 2 Mexicans were killed, and they were buried on the hillside property that Donna Paula owned. To mark the burial places, a cross was erected on top of the hill. And so, to this day, some still refer to it as Hill of the Cross, Loma de la Cruz. And whereas it is also said that the hill is justly named because Donna Paula, following an old Mexican custom, wanted a cross on top of the hill to remind everyone of the crucifixion of the Lord. The cemetery, including the Italian section, is now known as Cementerio Loma de la Cruz and is situated at the base of what is known as Round Mountain. Whereas the flood of 1932 resulted in the discontinued use of the cemetery, and in 1933, vandalism also contributed to the greatest of desecration of the sacred ground. Whereas in 1978, restoration of the oldest cemetery in Del Rio was started by congregation of the El Príncipe de Paz United Church in San Felipe. Reverend Ramon V. Palomares was the first minister of their church, who was the first recorded person buried in this cemetery. And whereas throughout the past years, the cemetery has had several names. It's been known as El Cementerio, Loma de la Cruz, La Loma, East Del Rio Cemetery, Old San Felipe Cemetery, and Mexican Cemetery. Today, it is known as Cementerio Loma de la Cruz and is documented as such in the Texas Historical Commission Book of Records. Whereas on July 24th, 1978, Armerita Cardenas conducted a meeting to plan some of the projects, which include installing a chain link fence around the cemetery, constructed a decorative rock entrance, and installed a gate. Whereas in 2008, the Cemetery Association was reactivated, and also in 2008, Los Amigos Comité was formed. Whereas since 2013, over 2,000 crosses have been installed. Erosion problems around the cemetery fence was completed, and a book titled Never Forgotten was published in 2014, and over 100 copies were sold. Therefore, we, Commissioners Court of Valverde County, Texas, on behalf of the people of Valverde County, hereby wish to honor the efforts to preserve and restore the Loma de la Cruz Cemetery between Los Amigos del Cementerio, Loma de la Cruz, and Commissioner Wardlaw, Valverde County Precinct 1. Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second by
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote.
Judge, I'd like to invite everybody to come to the dedication for the presentation of this document on June the 19th at the Loma de la Cruz at 1:30 in the afternoon. And our illustrious judge will be the main speaker, and he will make the presentation. And y'all are all invited.
Thank you. Item 22, approve request for payment number 8 under SHC contract number 7217013 in the amount of $213,925, and authorize county judge and county auditor to sign request and public service draw checklist. A motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. 23, approved to issue credit cards to all road crew members. Commissioners, this is something I believe we've been talking about for a while. And if they leave town for emergencies or just leave town, we've all had to hunt for our credit cards to get it to them. So,
Make the motion.
make motion to credit cards and the funds to come out of everybody's own operation or travel and training, wherever the commissioners want.
I'll second it, Judge.
I was thinking
Have a
more
motion.
about- Well, let's go ahead, Judge.
Have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second Commissioner Vasquez. Commissioner Flores.
No, I'm fine, I'll just go with the flow.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote.
Judge, county clerk Ramon would like to know if you're talking about a credit card for each crew member.
No, ma'am,
or
it
just
would be
the
a
four?
credit card for each foreman from the precinct. It would be for 4 different credit cards. Are we good, Ms. Ramos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Item 24, approval for precinct 1 to postpone payment to precinct 2 for the purchase of the flatbed diesel crew cab in the amount of $7,500.
I'd like to make that motion, Judge, and that's thanks to, the goodwill of Commissioner Vasquez, he's offered to do this.
Second.
We have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. We okay?
Sure.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
No, everything's good. Everything's good.
We got a pretty good credit system here.
Yeah, I need a couple of trucks too. Juan C. Vasquez, item 25, donation of Garmin InReach Explorer SC satellite communicator with GPS device from Juan Carlos Vasquez for use in the county commissioner's office and requesting acceptance of donation by the court. This is something that's already gone before the grant review committee, is that right?
I believe, yes, it has.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? 4-0 vote. Item 26, Mr. Muski's update on family violence shelter construction.
Good morning, Judge, Court. We're currently on a weather delay pattern. Since last meeting, we were scheduled with precinct 2 to go and start on the grading of the area so we can have the landscaper come in and do his part of the work. Unfortunately, it's been raining. Well, fortunately, it's been raining, but not for this project, right? So we're on delay. We've got to get at least 3 straight days of dry weather to be able to get in there with the equipment to be able to do that. So on the outside of the building, that's on standby, and as soon as we can get that done, we'll move forward with that. We had, I think stove came in, it's been installed, some of the fence maintenance, and it's got started, last week, and they're in the middle of that. We'll probably wait a few days to continue with that. I think that's all the information I have today.
That's all that's lacking?
Yes, sir. The landscaping being the bulk of it, as soon as we can get that done. They have to dig and leave the holes ready for the tree planting, and then after we get the fabric laid out, we just pour the aggregates and get the handrails welded up. And
Judge, when can this be in operation? Does this have to, does the
open
landscaping
it
have
up.
to finish, or does
I
it
think
be in operation
if we
today?
could finish off the side where I hate to have equipment working out there on the side where they're going, where they're gonna be, where y'all gonna be opening up for the kids to play. I think that was the whole intent, if they could fix that side, at least that side.
communications will be available to us according to the last update from Spectrum on June the 28th.
And
So therefore, telephones, cameras.
And Commissioner Wardlaw, I mean, if you want, when it comes back up, we can put it as an action item, the next go-round in 2 weeks. And then, we make a decision then on that. If we just want to go ahead and open it up, get it open, that we get everything moved over there, then we just do it.
Just add the question.
No, I think it's a good idea. We set a date and in 2 weeks, I'll put it on the agenda for Commissioner.
He'll
You
take
might as
it.
well be, right?
Got it.
Judge?
If you'll put it on the agenda as an action.
I will.
And that way, if the court wants to just go ahead and set the date, y'all should be so close just to get it done. That work? And I know everybody else is wanting a date,
Yes.
so, I think it's a good idea. We'll just get it done. There's no other action, anything on item 26, right?
That's correct.
Item 27, purchase by Fairgrounds of a desktop Optiplex computer and monitor at a price of $1,186.59 to be paid out of Fairground Improvements and Accounts. This
Motion to approve.
Okay. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second.
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez, and this computer is not one that was on the update or nothing like that.
No.
This is a new one
It's a
going to
new
be
one.
added.
And so is the next one.
Uh-huh. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. Item 28, purchase by library of a desktop Optiplex computer and monitor at a price of $1,186.59 to be paid from library computer maintenance accounts. This is another one that, it's not on our plan to replace or anything. This is a new one. We just hired a new librarian and we need one for him.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second.
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw, sorry, sir. All those in favor? 4-0 vote. Item 29, authorization to bid out a structure cabling project for the following district attorneys, county attorneys, and sheriff's office buildings. Money to come out of, is it the VoIP deal? The line item on VoIP, right? It's a cabling for the VoIP, right? Okay, so the money's there and it's
I
in
believe
capital
that's
outlay.
correct, yes.
I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, seconded by,
Second.
second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
4-0 vote. Commissioner Flores has left the building.
No, I haven't yet.
We still have a quorum.
Okay, he has now.
Yeah, he's left now, but we still have a quorum. Mr. Pettis, item 30, possible lease agreement between Youth Tackle Football League of the 60 acres playing field of the fairgrounds beginning, wait a minute. Possible lease agreement between Youth Tackle Football League of the 60 acres playing field and of the fairgrounds beginning August 5th, 2019 and ending November 16th, 2019, or later depending on schedule.
Motion.
A motion. Commissioner Wardlaw, don't leave.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in, wait a minute, real quick.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be using the 60 acres to play and then the fairgrounds to practice? Or?
They're gonna use both fields to
At the
practice.
same time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0 vote. Item 31, lease agreements. A, Del Rio 4x4 mud racing event, July 13th, 2019. Do we have a motion?
This is normal leases and stuff like that. A motion to approve.
Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second,
I'll second it.
Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
No.
Oh, I figured, I was getting to that. All those against?
No.
Okay. It's a 3-1 vote. Commissioner Wardlaw was the one no.
Nay.
Nay. B, Rafael Sosa B-Day roping and party event on July 20th, 2019. Leasing request waiver of the 10 p.m. and waiver of the non-alcoholic beverage rules. Leasing will provide security if the court so requires. I guess one of them is you're gonna accept the lease, but then they want us to waive the alcohol and the time.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
You're under the fairgrounds rules. Whenever there's a private event, a scheduled event, they can use the facility until 1 a.m., so there's not a waiver necessary for that.
What about the alcohol?
The alcohol rule, it allows them to use alcohol.
But
It's-
not sold,
it
unless
can
they
be-
have a license.
Right,
Yes.
what he said.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You can say that again?
Judge, say that again?
There's alcohol, they can provide alcohol, they just can't sell it. If they sell it, they have to have a license to sell. We do it with George Paul every event, July 4th right now, the Rotary. They have their own license to sell alcohol.
Okay.
And what kind of security would this take, Judge, Sheriff?
It depends on how many people at the event. For the Rotary, we provide anywhere from 4 to 6 officers for the George Paul. It's a much bigger crowd, we provide 10 people.
This would be a small roping.
Yes, sir. It's just, I guess it's like a family event type deal. And I asked her how many people they expected. She said it wasn't a big crowd at all.
And have they participated in other, or is this the first time, this Rafael Sosa birthday roping and parties, is this the first time?
I believe it's the first time doing it, and kind of talking to people, and hopefully they can do some kind of
I
events
just
out
have a
there.
problem with being such a small event and then with alcohol being there, I don't know. How the other
Do
commissioners
what you
feel
should
about
do, well, I mean, they're gonna need security. I mean, at a minimum, there needs to be.
What do you recommend, Sheriff?
Something like this too.
Two? I'll make the motion.
Okay, have a motion, for the event to go forward, as it was explained by, council, they can go to 1, AM, according to the rules. Alcohol will be allowed as long as it's not sold, and if it's sold, they need to provide a license with they need to provide two members for security. Okay. Have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw,
Second.
second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. 4-0 vote. Since you're so far away now.
Thank you, Clyde.
It's a little strange not having Bo here, because he usually makes the seconds, or makes the motion before.
Or he'll talk forever and ever.
Hey, you didn't have to say that.
No.
Him and the judge.
You're losing control of the court.
But it's funny. Item 32, HR monthly report from May 30th, 2019 to June 10th, 2019. We have a motion.
Motion to approve.
A motion, Commissioner Flores.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. One question, all these are in line with
Yes.
base pace?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor? 4-0 vote.
Well, it's the truth, people don't like to hear the truth, right?
He keeps throwing rocks at us. Item 33, closed session. Oh, do you need us in it?
Briefly, yeah.
Briefly. Closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, parentheses 1, contemplated litigation, B 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, and C 551.072, the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. We will now go into executive session. Now somebody needs to go to fire.
Because I'm going to do the bypass, yeah. But the commissioner, the judge.
I guess we usually do. 10:05, call this meeting back to order. There was no action taken in executive session. Commissioners' comments, item 34. There is none. Judges' comments, we have been put sort of between a rock and a hard place, and I will say that I'm privileged to serve on a court, on this court, and I want to thank each and every one of the commissioners for your diligence in this immigration deal. Thank y'all so much, and again,
Thank you,
I'm
Judge.
extremely
Thank you, Judge.
privileged to serve with y'all. Meeting adjourned, 10:05.